Yo, what is up guys? So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a couple Fortnite mechanics that helped me reach the top rank. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alrighty, so the first thing that you're going to want to learn how to do is just a simple double edit. How you do that is you just place a ramp or a cone and then edit through like normally. So yeah, you're just going to go ramp, floor, cone, edit through. If you can't do that quite yet, you can just start with a ramp and then a floor and then just edit like this. Just try to get that timing down. And then once you get that timing down, you can then add a cone and then practice like that. It shouldn't take that long to get used to. It's one of the easiest, like, beginner editing mechanics that you're gonna need to know how to do. So yeah, just get used to that and then we'll move on to the next step. Alrighty, so the next thing that we're going to learn is actually the triple edit. So it follows the same premise as the double edit, which is, just a floor and then a cone. But instead of just doing that, what you're going to do is you're going to go ramp, floor, cone, edit through, place a wall, then edit the wall. And that gives you a little bit more protection and, it looks flashier in your free build. So just get used to doing double edits, and then you can place your wall and edit through just like that. And how that looks in fast mode is just like this. So yeah, just get used to that triple edit, and then we'll move on to the next step. So the next thing that we're gonna learn is actually the most basic height retake. So it's just the basic 90s. So how you do that is you're just gonna go ramp, then do walls like up to and to the side, and then do a ramp, and just same thing, up to and then just do a ramp, and that's how you do basic 90s. Yeah, get used to those, and then I'll show you how to do the upgraded version of this in the next step. So the upgraded version of the 90s, there's a couple versions of them. There's obviously sprint 90s, which is just like pretty much you do a ramp, floor, ramp, floor, ramp, floor, ramp. That's not my favorite because it's a little inconsistent for me at least. So what I like to do are the clicks 90s, which is, you go 2 ramps up and then to the side, and then you jump, do floor, ramp, then jump, floor, ramp. And then just repeat. And this is mainly used for when you're going towards someone. These are really good. But yeah, you can work on either one that you want. Like I said, you have the clicks 90s, which I just showed. Or you have the sprint 90s, which is a little different, and I'm inconsistent with them because I don't practice. But the premise of them is it's ramp, floor, ramp, floor, ramp, floor, ramp. And I always get pushed off the edge. But yeah, so those are the upgraded versions of the regular 90s. Just get used to those, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alrighty, so the next step that we're going to learn how to do is just a side jump. So a side jump is just, you're going to go, ramps, and then floor, cone, just like that. But instead of editing through like you normally would with the double edits, you're just going to side jump and place a floor. So how that works is, you have your things. You're jumping to the side and you're just placing a floor. Obviously I didn't sprint there, so it didn't work. But it's just sprint, and then place a floor under you and keep going. And that, it's honestly a little bit safer than just doing these edits, because if you do these edits and someone's in front of you, right, you're a free shot for the most part. But when you're doing these, right, it's a little bit harder to hit you. You're a little bit more unpredictable, I guess. So yeah, how you do it, again, just this, and then just jump to the side. Just like that. I'm gonna slow it down. This, or sorry, slow it down. This, jump, floor, then place a ramp behind you, and then you can just edit however you want from there. But yeah, that. Okay, so now that you have most of your, your fundamentals, you have the double edit, right? You have the triple edit, which is, just like this. And you have your 90s that you work on. You have your clicks 90s, and then you have, you might have worked on your sprint 90s, which case I personally don't like, but a lot of people do. Let's see, what else did we work on? I think that's it for the most part. So now that you have all the basics down like that, how to actually, you have all these moves, but the moves aren't really helpful if you don't know when to use them or how to use them, or like, how to use them in a fight, right? Like, all these people can be flashy with the edits, but if they don't know when to use the edit, it's kind of useless. So let's say, so a couple tips for like box fighting, right? Let's say, someone's here, they're boxed in there. That's their they might be healing up in here, they might be doing whatever. When you're coming up to a box, you always want to go to the right of it, right? Because if you go to the left of it, right, and they have a right hand peek here, and you're going this way, they can shoot you while you're going around before you see them. But if you're going to the right of the box, they don't have that right hand peek really. It's way harder for them. But when you're approaching a box, make sure you're approaching from the right. And then when you're trying to fight the box, right? Let's say you're coming up to it and you want to try to fight whoever's in there. Make sure you place like at least 3 cones here, and then 2 walls whenever you're approaching a box. That way, if they try to edit out this way, right? You already have this piece here. And let's say they try to edit out this way, you have this piece here. And that pretty much that takes up like half of their space, right? Half of their piece control. That means they either have to come out this way, or they have to come out this way. And let's say you want to take a wall, right? What you do is you edit the window, and that way you have a right hand peek, and then you can come over and you can swing from a right hand peek, and then just place your own wall. And then let's say you have that wall, then you can just come 3-piece or whatever. So yeah. Also, when you're fighting in a box, right? Let's say you're inside the box. Try to at least have 2 boxes instead of 1. That way, it's way harder for them to piece control you, and you have more space to move around it. Now let's say they're on this wall, right? They're either pickaxing or they pull their pickaxe out. You have your free shot that you can use, but I'd say if they're falling there, the most important thing to do is just box them. So how you do that is place a cone, and wall. And now that means they can only run out this way, and then you can just pre-piece that, and you have a free kill, right? So that's a little bit of piece control. I'm gonna make a video on more in depth about that in the future. Don't worry too much about that right now. Let's see. So we taught how to do double edit, triple edit. Well, I guess single edit, double edit, triple edit. Let's see, what else can I show you guys? I guess there's just like rebuild techniques, which I'm gonna show you guys how to do that in the future in a different video if you guys like this one. But I think that's all that I really have for you today. If you have any like video requests, just let me know in the comments, and then I'll make a video on it. But until then, good luck on your grind, and see you next time. Peace.